Okay, hi everyone. We will start the event now. We have an awesome event lined up, and we will also have a Q&A session at the end of the event. So do pay attention and just keep your questions and be ready to ask them later. And now let us now welcome our CEO, Camiel, who will open the event.
Right, super. Thank you, Naomi, and fantastic to be here today and tonight. Some of you this morning. It's been 18 months since we last shared really publicly what we've been doing at Digital Blue Phone. Maybe to share with everyone, we are based out of Singapore. On average, we work out of 10 to 12 different countries, and we're really based around the globe. What you see here is a crossover from our generative design main platform. So that is where we have the play page. So here you can see that what we've been doing in the last 18 months. And we'll take you through a couple of videos and a few slides in the next 25 minutes. So it's really super exciting to share this with you today. And so feel free to drop in any comments or questions that you have. So what we've been working on in this Blue Phone, maybe we can go on. Is that we work from city to building to component interior, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. In the last 1.5 to 2 years, we've talked to a lot of clients in different regions, and I think what has stood out for us the most that the industry is really facing a lot of challenges, and to maybe scale some of these challenges, it is of course one super important that we work together. But one of our clients has shared with us that, and I think it's really for us very meaningful, is to leave no one behind in the digital transformation and to really scale problems. We think this is an important part for adoption, but also like how we work with existing clients and how they see digital transformation. So maybe to come back to those scales and to share like how we think about those scales. So if you think about a room or a window, and to design a room well, you need to think about the building, but you need to also think about how that building sits inside the city. So for us to cross over and transform between these different scales is super important. And it's something that we've learned from our clients. So to be able to inform a building from the city point of view, from the building point of view itself, of course, but also from the interior point of view. And so to be able to cross over between these scales is super important for our community. And we love to hear what you think later, of course, but this is what we want to share today, especially. And a window is just one of the examples. You can take many components, of course. So for everyone, of course, it's important to win more projects, and there's one way to look at how you can work with us. Again, you can see the city scale, the building scale, the collaboration components, of course, through all scales, and a component or interior part of that. So here you see a crossover of each of these components from the platform. On top left, you see the play page, collaborative, architecture, building component, generative design. On the right with the orange outline, you see the city and the analysis on a city level, how you can bring in buildings to analyze, but also to look at like what maybe is necessary to enhance or look at a neighborhood. This is something that we've developed very closely with Carlos Marino and his team and the philosophies he set out for the 15-minute city. And of course, then we have the configure of the component and the interior level on the bottom left. And on the bottom right, you see a compare page. On all scales, you can compare and of course, look at the different design options or the optioneering for your project. So maybe here we go forward and I give it over to Sayjel, fantastic co-founder, and he'll share a little bit more what is new in 2023.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Camiel. So let's just get a sneak peek on the new updates in 2023. So I'm about to share a video. So that's a first look at what we've been cooking up. So Tejas will give us a walkthrough in a little bit. I'm just going to talk a little bit, as Camiel mentioned, how we've been engaged the community and our efforts really talking to some of the biggest AEC organizations in the last little while. And so we actually take a lot of meetings in our company, and we talk to different users, different professionals across the entire AEC spectrum. And what we do is we think, you know, at a user level, how are they using technology, but also as a business, how do they deploy technology to achieve strategic goals? And one of the things we hear, or there's three things we really hear over and over again, is that companies are looking for a competitive advantage for their market. They're also looking for ways to save time and work more efficiently. And they're also really curious to know what's next and what comes next in the industry. And so what we found is there's quite a great dissatisfaction with the current off-the-shelf software. And so how we're addressing that in our platform is using this concept called hot swapping, which is an idea that comes from engineering, where you actually build a system where components can be replaced or added to a system on the fly. And that really enables the ability to upgrade and configure a product and functionality in many different ways. And so what this means in the design of and development of the new DBF is that we've made our infrastructure very adaptable, where you can hot swap different types of AI solvers, different types of analytical models, different data sets, and different business logic. And so this really overcomes some of the challenges in terms of, you know, how do you provide a tool, a solution that's configured to a very particular market and requirements of an organization. So that's a little bit how we're engaging AEC organizations very quickly using this idea of hot swapping. And now I'll just turn it over to Tejas, who's down in the DBF R&D facility, who will now give us a walkthrough of the new DBF platform.
Thank you, Sayjel. Can everyone see my screen? Okay. So, hi guys, I'm Tejas, and I'm super excited to show you all the new features in DBF today. I'm going to start with a project in New York where I will show you how I can design a building. So in a dense neighborhood like Manhattan with many building codes, I can use the Leviathan AI over here, which is activated, to design and explore a variety of building configurations. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on a setback regulation that I have. So it's this volume over here, and I will use that for generation. So that is the input that goes into my Leviathan AI, and any design I generate will respect this setback regulation. So when I press play, it will start generating a variety of design combinations based on my chosen typologies or design rules. So I can generate a variety of designs very, very quickly. I can save them, I can compare them, and even fine tune them in DBF. But that's not all. I would want to analyze the designs that I create, and I would have a lot of factors I want to use for my analysis. At the very base level, I want to see all my metrics. So any design I generate, I get real-time updates on metrics of that design over here. So I can see my areas, my site coverage, my heights of the building, everything gets updated in real time. I can also perform different types of sustainability analysis. I want to see how my design is performing. And to do that, DBF offers me a variety of analysis, such as CFD and also sun hour analysis. I'm going to show you how we can run that. So let's say if I have this building, to turn on my CFD analysis, I can simply go to the sustainability tab and click on CFD analysis. And it will take the design that I'm working with currently and perform CFD analysis on it. How does it do that? So in DBF, we are using machine learning surrogate models to provide rapid CFD analysis. So that means all the analysis or simulations that happen, they happen on the fly. So as you saw, the design that I have created, by clicking a button, I'm able to see how it is performing in terms of CFD. Of course, this is just one of the analysis available in DBF. I'm going to stop this analysis now. But analysis and generations are not the only things available within DBF. What I can also do is I can export a variety of things from DBF. One such thing is renders. So a real-time rendering machine is available within DBF. And with it, I can create visuals easily like this. So the different designs I generate, I can render within the platform itself and I export visuals. This helps me communicate my designs in a very powerful manner. Okay, so next, I showed you the Leviathan AI, but different companies and markets require different types of AI. Now I'm designing in New York, but maybe next time I'm designing a master plan somewhere else in the world. So for that, what I can do is I can switch between different AI. As Sayjel was mentioning, I can hot swap. So let's say if I'm working on a large project of 20 hectares, I can hot swap to the Vikings AI by clicking on this button. So from Leviathan, it has now switched to Viking. And of course, I don't need a master planning scale. I can still generate in New York as well. But let me show you how I can generate in a master plan level. So I'm going to switch to another project, which I have open here. And using the Vikings AI, I have created a variety of design combinations at a master plan level. So as I was mentioning, the Viking AI is able to generate a lot of different designs very quickly at a low level of detail, but it is able to populate entire districts with ease. So I can simply specify what my design rules or typologies are, and it will populate my master plans easily. What we can also see in this view is that my colleague Naomi is also sharing this project with me. So she is designing as well. So DBF embraces collaboration at its heart, and we understand that you want to exchange ideas, you want to work with colleagues. So I can share my project with my colleagues and we can work on it together. Various multiplayer features are available within DBF, such as commenting. So let's say if I want to make certain changes to this particular design, I can easily tag my colleagues and give comments for this particular design. So let's say, can we have views to the park? So very easily we can comment and share our projects and work collaboratively. But that's not all. So from here, let's say if I want to go to one level deeper, I looked at the architectural scale, but now I want to look at a layout scale or a plan scale. So DBF is transscalar. So it allows you to jump into a level deeper, and I can go to the layout scale. So here I can easily populate my designs with specific components. So be it rooms, cores, and so on, even things such as doors and so on. So very easily it is able to populate with a catalog of components. And with that, I can get estimates on my cost and other metrics. So with that, I can very easily jumpstart my BIM process. DBF also enables me to understand the citywide and neighborhood context. So let's say if I have this particular project, I have it in a play environment, but let's say if I want to take it back to that urban environment, I can actually move it to the map scale. So this project I have brought over to this map scale, and I can see how it is sitting within the city. And I can perform a variety of urban analysis on my project. So let's take a look at one such analysis, which is the 15-minute city analysis. So to do so, I can click on this Urban Insights button, and I can toggle through a variety of different analysis, such as what is the fulfillment score? What is the walkability like? What is the diversity with and without this design? What is the density like? And so on. So this is a very interactive way of understanding how a design is performing within the city, and also to understand how the city was performing before our intervention. So with that, I pass the time to Sayjel, who will be sharing a bit more about this feature shortly.
Amazing work, Tejas. So that was a very quick walkthrough. And so Tejas, just to recap, presented 3 new features we're really excited about. The first is the switchable AI. So being able to switch between different types of solvers, but depending on the scale of the project, but also the requirements of a particular company and project type. Second, we looked quickly at the Urban Insights, which is our neighborhood scale analysis, looking at different metrics around density, pedestrian friendly communities, and walkability. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a sec. And also, he also introduced our multiplayer feature, which is one of the big changes in the new DBF. So I know what everyone's thinking is what comes next at DBF. And so one of the things in addition to software development is we've really made a big effort to engage our community in the last 6 months. And so what that means is really, as we develop our platform, engaging with experts and top companies through conferences to think of ways we can address issues around embodied carbon and developing more humane cities. And so 2 of the initiatives we're really interested in are, as we said like a few times, is a 15-minute city, and also looking at the embodied carbon in buildings, which we didn't get to today, but maybe next time we'll talk about that a bit more in a future event. And so as we get towards the end of the event and the Q&A, we just wanted to give everyone a sneak peek on another exciting feature of DBF, the new DBF, which is the Urban Insights feature. And so without further ado, introducing DBF Urban Insights.
Imagine living in a neighborhood where everything you need is a few minutes away. In a 15-minute city, you can take a short walk, bike, or commute to enjoy high-quality social life. And it's not just about the time it takes to get there, but also about making sure that the services are accessible for everyone, no matter their age, ability, or life stage. The creation of socially fulfilling neighborhoods takes time, often step by step, even over centuries. However, to accommodate rapid urbanization, the use of digital tools can inform and accelerate this process. From the neighborhood scale to the city scale, DBF Urban Insights is a digital toolkit to help city makers inform the design and planning of cities in order to enable future-proof urban transformation. That translates to real-time urban diagnosis to uncover hidden opportunities for community revitalization, recommendations to transform vacant land into vibrant and thriving spaces, data-driven decisions to choose the best design for the well-being of residents, enabling co-creation between residents and urban planners to unlock a more inclusive and user-driven city design process. The future of cities is experience-driven and will be fueled by informed digital technologies. DBF provides the capabilities to create future-proof cities. Introducing DBF Urban Insights.
Okay, so maybe Camiel, do you want to let everyone know about the next step? Okay, maybe I can. Oh. Okay, maybe I can go then. So with that, we'd just like to share all of the updates with DBF. We're really excited about that. We would just like to welcome everyone and invite you to join our waiting list. Soon we'll be coming up with an opportunity to actually try the new DBF. So if you just follow the link in the chat, you'll be able to be the first to try. And so as we bring the event to a close, it's time for some Q&A. So Naomi, do we have any questions?
Yes, a lot of questions have come in. Yeah, as the presentation was going on. Thank you for the amazing presentation, Camiel, Sayjel, and Tejas. Yeah, let me read up some questions. So the first question that came up is come from Anas, who had the opportunity to try out DBF in 2020. And the question is, what is your vision on taking DBF in the next 10 years as a roadmap?
Well, that's a good question. Camiel, do you want to answer it?
Yeah, I managed to unmute myself.
Okay, great.
Anas, great to have you join again. And I think, yeah, it's been 3 years and that you were with us for the first time. Fantastic. So what are we doing in the next 10 years, and where do we think the next 10 years is going? I think it actually is a really difficult question, and we talk about it quite a lot, and we think that technology is accelerating tremendously. conversations that we have with our clients are often like, what are we doing in the next 3 years is already quite a large roadmap to think about. But if we sort of zoom out and step back, right, it's obvious that sustainability is really high priority. With that we see also in talking with some of our clients is that workforce is a huge issue that's on the horizon. Maybe not today, but that is definitely something on the horizon. Workforce getting older, younger generation maybe not joining as much on the construction side, so that are things that will involve the design process earlier on. And I think how you design a building is very important. So we see that the automation of design is going to move into the factory more and more. And with many of our clients, we talk about buildings as a product. And I know it's frowned upon, but maybe in some parts that is necessary for maybe some or a larger majority of the building, maybe not all, but there's definitely something to be said to have a more efficient process to design and to how these buildings are executed. So that is maybe how we see it. I think AI is going to be a big driver in here, data, obviously. So great question. Thank you, Anna. I hope that does it for you.
Yeah, that's a great answer, Camiel.
Thank
Yeah, I think that's very clear. There's another question. How much time do we have to take questions?
5 minutes.
A few minutes.
Okay.
Few minutes, yeah.
Yeah. So the question came from Dong Gyun Kim, who commented that from the presentation, it looks like it's a software as a service model. And he is asking if there's option for on-prem or desktop apps. So maybe one of you can take that and explain how DBF works.
Yeah, so we focus now on developing enterprise solutions. So we work primarily with large top organizations. And so one of the questions that actually commonly comes up is how we can deploy our platform on-prem or as a desktop app. So this is definitely one of the services we do provide.
So the question came with the context that South Korea has a regulation that cannot export geospatial data set overseas. Do you have any comment on that?
Camiel, do you want to answer that one?
Yeah,
no, I think it comes up. It comes up a lot, actually.
Yeah, so we see that also in the Middle East that clients are asking like localized data sets that are kept local. We would just work with local data service and house our software part there for that particular client. Because for most of the clients, we do set up a unique URL, and we would do that then in the designated city or closest to that client, respecting those requirements.
Okay, yeah, thanks for the answer. Maybe we can take one or two more questions.
I think any of the questions we don't get to right now, we can answer via email.
Yes.
Yes.
So some of the questions, let me just group them together, was actually on the CFD. So I think they just showed us really cool simulation on the wind, and they are very surprised by how fast it is and also how accurate is this actually. So if one of you could help to answer that concern.
Yeah, so we worked on that feature. Actually, that was like the brainchild of Maciej and Rutik from the team. And so one of the areas we've focused a lot is this idea of synthetic data. And so what that means is generating building designs, but as a way of training different types of an analysis using a machine learning model. And so one of the things we're focusing on with the CFD and also the daylight autonomy is like how we can take conventional simulations and build these machine learning models, which approximate them, that push for more real-time results. And so the accuracy, there's a kind of slight difference in terms of accuracy in exchange for speed. But one of the things we look at is also like our users are okay with that if we can get a quick result. And so if you're very interested in our methodology, also we have like white papers on our website that you can read, so we can share links to that also.
Cool. Can I just scan through the questions?
Yeah.
I sort of see that, like, how do we work with data? Can people bring in models? How do people export models? So at Digital Blue Phone, we believe in a very open platform and working environment for our clients. So bringing in models is often just done by drag and drop. So you can drag and drop existing massing or building layouts into the platform for your generative design, for your analysis. Also analysis, sorry. And nice one. But also like on the city scale, and I think that's really important, but also like to continue into existing workflows like Revit or ArchiCAD, of course. SketchUp, Excel is a very big one. Yeah, we believe that's a really important part of how people can work with Digital Blue Phone, and our team can onboard and adopt working with us. We're not looking to fully replace, of course, but we do want to make it easy to connect into legacy softwares.
Maybe time for one more question, Naomi.
Yes, there are a couple of questions in terms of integration with software that, for example, BIM software like ArchiCAD.
Yeah, so we also have a tool that we didn't show today, but it's called DBF Hub. And so we have the ability to live connect into ArchiCAD and Revit. And so there's some information about this on our website. So we do believe in being fully BIM compatible and making it also very seamless.
Maybe we can close with like, how do people start to engage us if they want to follow through with this?
Yeah, so I think Julie shared a link in the chat. So if you're interested, just feel free to reach out to us, and we'll be happy to connect and have a chat.
Yeah, maybe
Camiel, a closing thought.
Yeah, a closing thought is that I think we should, and I'd like to reply to everyone that has sort of posted a question here that we can reply to, which it's always good for us to learn, right? So again, I want to thank everyone for making the presentation today. It's been really exciting how the team is pulled together and just get to us where we are now. And I feel really encouraged to where we're going, especially with the amount of attendees today. And I think I want to thank everyone for joining and being part of this event. As always, feel free to reach out on LinkedIn or just directly on the website, and we're happy to take the conversation forward, even if it's just a question about like university license or how can I start trying the tool, etc. So yeah, feel free to connect with us at any of the channels that you find.
Great. With that, we close the event.
Cool.
Thank you for attending.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.